Hello everyone, welcome to Ethie Vegan. Today I am going to be making Ricciarelli. I know I'm butchering that name. Ricciarelli is an Italian cookie that heralds from Siena. I went to Piazza del Campo many years ago, and I remember having the Ricciarelli at the sweet shops and pastry shops that were there, and I absolutely loved it. This dish is actually made with aquafaba instead of egg whites. I'm also going to be flavouring it with floral orange blossom water, some lemon zest, which just has some citrus flavour to it, and I'm going to be using baking powder to help rise, and for the aquafaba to stabilise I'm using cream of tartar and also xanthan gum. Almonds don't have gluten in, so that's why we need those stabilisers to help bind and stabilise the dough together. So the first thing we're going to do is I've got some ground almonds already. These are blanched almonds that have been ground, and they're perfect. They're great for using this. I wouldn't suggest using almonds, unblanched almonds, and then taking the skin off. Otherwise, it just adds too much moisture. The other thing is I use unrefined cane sugar, which I really like. But with the unrefined cane sugar, what I want to do is I'm going to ground that. So I'm going to grind that using a high-speed blender. And the reason I do that is because I want my sugar to be fine. So let's do that first. Obviously, there's all sugar dust everywhere going to come out, but don't worry about that. You can see all that. It's almost like a smoking gun, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, put that. Oh my goodness, all that sugar you can smell and taste. Don't worry about it. Normally I'd give myself time, but anyway. You only have to put it in for a few seconds. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put that in a large mixing bowl with the ground almonds. And then I'm going to add my sugar, fine sugar. Next, what I'm going to do is I've got a mixer. So what we want is a mixer, and I've got KitchenAid here. Next, I've got my whisk. Now, I actually made my own aquafaba, and it's easy because this is from soybean water, which is soybeans I've cooked, and I've used the water, and basically the bean water. I've then evaporated the water and reduced that down, and this forms a really thick aquafaba, and I really like it. This is bean water, and I really like it because it's a great aquafaba. It doesn't cost me much. You see, that's quite thick, and I leave that in the fridge. Now I'm going to put this. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my aquafaba in a mixer. Oh shit! Like that. I'm going to slowly start whisking this for a couple of minutes. Increase the speed. Aquafaba, you can see it's already started to thicken. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my baking powder. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking powder. I'm going to add half teaspoon of my xanthan gum. I'm going to add a pinch of cream of tartar, like that. I'm going to add a teaspoon of blossom water. That, and I'm going to add zest of a lemon. Actually, it might be easier to take this off. That, so you can see. Lemon just citrus lemons really adds some flavour to it, just lifts these beautiful cookies. You can actually make these cookies with plain flour, but we're actually using almond flour because this is going to make this a gluten-free vegan recipe. That's the reason why, and that's why I've been recipe developing this recipe to get it right. And saying, what's best work? Oh, we've got some stuff here in the back. Just going to take that out. That's perfect. Just a little bit more. That is great. I'm going to return this. Oops. Return this. Bring this down. Bring it down. And then, oops. Put this guard on. Now, you'll see that it's formed into nice peaks there. Look at that. That is excellent. Look at that. That is amazing. I'm going to put this here, transfer this into, it'll come off, it'll come off. We put this, transfer this to our bowl, keep this out. Then we're going to gently fold our almond and sugar into the aquafaba, just very lightly, Just very lightly. It's going to cover it all. Now, once I'm happy, I really like the consistency as well. Here, it's not too moist, and this will be perfect. Once, and I'm going to transfer this now to a clean bowl. I'm going to put that in the fridge for a couple of hours, and then we're going to come and bake this. So I've left my dough actually in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. You can leave it for at least an hour, but I suggest longer that you keep it. First thing we do is going to take a teaspoon out of this and then shape it into a ball, roll it in my icing sugar like that, and then I'm going to shape it into an oval shape like that, quite small, petite. Place it onto my baking tray. So now that these are all done, like this, I'm now going to place them in the oven. I'm happy that they've been coated in icing sugar and they're oval shape. I'm going to place them in the oven. I'm going to place them in the medium section of the oven for around 20 minutes, and then we're going to come back and have a look at these. Okay, let's go. I should take them, shouldn't I? So now is the time to enjoy the fruits of our labour. This is obviously Ricciarelli, which I probably butchered. Tastes powdered sugar, but other than the powdered sugar, it's very nice. It's very delicious. It's very moist. I really like it. You can really tell this has got floral orange blossom water and also the citrus lemon. Take care. Bye.